Welcome to Channel Japan. I'm Mai Demizu.
And I'm Makiko Tsuda.
Every week, we bring you the freshest information out of Japan from a studio here in Tokyo.
From the economy to culture and even foods, if you want to find out what's happening in Japan right now, this is where you'll find it.
Channel Japan Ranking.
We bring you Channel Japan Ranking, in which we rank some of the hottest products and services in the country. Well, today's theme is food delivery services.
Yes, and we have an online study on the use of food delivery services, and about 60% of respondents said that they have used food delivery services before, and the most frequent users were in their 30s. And here's the ranking of the most frequently ordered type of foods. So pizza comes first place, and followed by sushi, ramen noodles, fourth is soba and udon noodles, and fifth is the donburi bowls, or the variety of rice bowls.
Well, pizza is best for a large gathering, I think.
Yes, I agree. And the first pizza delivery service in Japan started in 1985, and it was much later than compared to traditional sushi and noodle delivery services, but it immediately became popular among young people.
Well, sushi, which ranked in second, it's very convenient for special occasions such as celebrations or when you have a friend come over.
That's true, and according to the same survey, the most frequent sushi delivery users were in their 60s.
I see. So today we take a look at what goes on behind the sushi delivery business.
This restaurant in Yokohama in particular is experiencing surging sales.
おはようございます。おはようございます。昨日予算10万5千円に対して実績19万で大幅達成という形になりました。
The manager, together with his staff, do mammoth preparations every morning. They use carefully selected rice from Iwate Prefecture. By pairing with their own original sushi vinegar, they adjust the sweetness to suit customers' tastes. But what they are most fussy about is tuna, the most popular dish. There are 3 secrets. The first is the portion size. Each portion is weighed and checked in every store. The tuna piece weighs 17 grams. Tuna sushi sold retail weighed in at 10 grams. The difference is plain to see when you compare the two. The second secret can be found in the tuna processing plant.
こちらに並んでいるマグロが銀の皿さんのマグロになります。
だいたいどれぐらいあるんですかね。
だいたいこれ1ボックスで1トン2、300ですね。
These large volumes of tuna are stored in a freezer at minus 53 degrees Celsius. In order to sell the most carefully selected cuts of tuna, those in charge cannot be distracted.
銀の皿さんは非常にマグロに対してのこだわりが強いんですよ。グレードがやはり高いです。
They handle over 600 tons of tuna every year. But what exactly are they particular about?
工場でマグロ凍った状態のものをですね、尻尾を切ってもらって解凍します。で、こちら見ていただくと分かると思うんですけれども、解凍して鮮やかな赤色が出ているこちらのマグロですね。これが銀の皿の規格に沿ったものです。
This is tuna which has cleared the standard for its lean portion, compared to tuna outside the standard. The difference in coloration is clear.
マグロ本来の赤さですね。綺麗な赤を出すっていうのはですね、こだわりを持ってやらせていただいてます。
To further maintain flavor, there's a special technique employed in the restaurant. Tuna has arrived from the processing plant.
納品後最優先でマグロはこの冷凍庫の中に入れてます。使う分だけ外に出して、 特殊な解凍機で解凍しております。
This specialized thawing device is secret number 3. First, the tuna that's been frozen at minus 50 degrees is lightly washed in water. Then, the reddest meat is pressed with paper. It's placed in a special plastic bag, then put in a container that forms foamy bubbles.
最初の5分で、マグロを発色させます。その後の15分で、しっかり解凍していきます。うちの武器だと思います。
The secret to the delicious flavor is in the thawing device. It uses specialized electrical energy to thaw the fish without destroying the cells. It's the only company in the sushi delivery industry to hold a contract with the maker of the device. This is the specially thawed tuna. We compared it to a naturally thawed tuna. The difference in color is obvious. The naturally thawed tuna's flavorsome umami components have also dripped out. But the specially thawed tuna has barely lost any. It's after 5 p.m. and orders for sushi platters have kicked off the busy dinner rush. The delivery staff member heads off.
お待たせいたしました。宅配寿司銀のさん、コーナー内店です。
The order has come from a household that's had home delivery close to 20 times. It appears to be from a grandmother for her grandchildren.
これでかい。
でかいんだよ。ここの大きいもん。
The tuna is a hit with the kids.
どうですか？
助かりますね。はい、メインでお寿司を頼めれば、はい、あとはちょっと
これ一口でいけるかな？
大丈夫かな？
They make the sushi once they receive an order. And nearby is a small rice pot. In fact, they also home deliver pot rice dishes. As the one store deploys 2 food brands, they can reduce fixed costs and share staff and supplies. The home delivery pot rice now enjoys an 80% share in sales. The most popular is eel. They began home delivery of pot rice alongside sushi for customers who would rather have a hot meal. The company's sales promotion manager has performed a product inspection.
位置が揃っているとか、ちゃんとお客様に出して恥ずかしくない商品かどうかをチェックしております。
This is a photo of a shop manager's sushi presentation. At first glance, it seems fine.
これにですね、いろいろこうやって線をつけさせていただきまして、見ていただくとよくわかると思うんですけれども、このエビですね、あとホタテの最後のところですね、ここだけの角度が少し違うんですよ。
The slight angle difference in the shrimp and scallop sushi in the home delivery platter was highlighted. The manager immediately goes to the store to give instructions. This is a newly opened store.
どう店長？はい。じゃあ今からちょっとチェックしていくんで。あ、わかりました。
The first year manager appears nervous about the unannounced inspection. Once the store interior has been checked, they'll take another look at the slightly off-balance sushi platter. He'll take a photo of the completed platter of 50 portions to serve 5 people to check that it's correct.
これが平行ラインです。でマグロをまっすぐな位置と考えて、エビはどうなってますか？
曲がってます。
曲がってますね。
The shrimp further creates a tiny gap between it and the outside of the platter.
ここに空いてるところによって宅配で持っていくときにこの少しでもずれるとお寿司が美味しく見えないんで。
When being carried by bike, such a small gap can mean the sushi will fall apart. His eye is drawn to a large area delivery map in the store. It's not only to confirm the delivery address, but also aids in analysis.
どのエリアが売れているのかっていうのがこの一目瞭然で分かるようにはなっています。
They want to achieve sales in less profitable areas. Flyers will prove vital here. The advertising flyers have been well designed using thick paper. But how effective are they?
厳しいんですけども、だいたい1000枚巻いて数件の注文をいただけるという状況です。
At the head office's training center, future store managers have received training.
ちょっと覗いてみましょう。失礼します。うわー、お寿司がたくさんありますね。皆さん盛り付けていますね。
The large number of sushi pieces are in fact dummy pieces. Students remember the nearly 30 different menu items and make the same portions in the same arrangement.
できました。
中トロは赤身ととろみがあるんだけど、とろみの方を上にした方がより中トロっぽく見えるんで、卵もお寿司と同じネタなので斜めに角度をつける。
The trainees have just been hired after having worked elsewhere. Some have even made a complete industry switch.
今まで一回もほとんど包丁を握ったことがない状態でこう来て、お寿司を握るっていうところはやっぱりまだまだなんですけど。
There's also a kitchen set up in the training center made to the same specifications as the stores. What must they master to begin with?
まず最初にですね、本物のお魚を切る前に、粘土でしっかり、形を切ることができるかっていうのを研修生の方たちには、勉強していただいております。
This is training to see if they can cut portions of tuna or salmon to the same size and weight from clay.
本物は 17g なんですけれども、ここでは 25g で切っていただいてます。
はい、
はい、
お願いします。
Let's see how this veteran manager cuts it.
あ、25g ぴったりですね。
失礼します。
Today, they're conducting practical training exams.
よろしくお願いします。
まず柵をですね、ここから取ってください。
They are using actual salmon like they do in the store.
切り終わったら終わりましたと声をかけてください。
はい。
よーい、始め。
The trainee must cut the correct size and weight of 17 grams.
終わりました。
はい。
Has he cleared the standard? The result?
幅に関しては一応規定が 3.5 センチなんですけれども、プラスマイナス、0.5 センチといったところで、幅に関してはまず大丈夫かなと思います。あとは重さがですね、若干重い傾向はあったかなと。
A weight of 17 grams is vital. A buffer of 1 gram is allowed, but It's 19 grams. The next one is also 19. And this is 21, 2 grams over the allowed weight.
悔いはありますけど、まだまだもう練習頑張って気合い入れてやります。
If training isn't cleared in 3 months, the road to a managerial position becomes distant. Determined to be a manager, he even practices at home using clay. The company is focused on planning a new, luxurious sushi platter product.
限定の寿という桶につきましては豪華なものになってますし、これはもう我々が考えうる限りの贅沢を尽くしたネタになってますので。
The limited edition Kotobuki platter has even larger portions of sushi. Regular-sized tuna is 17 grams, but these portions are 22. They use a whole scallop. Orders have close to tripled compared to last year. The ever-changing home delivery sushi industry is continuing its pursuit of deliciousness.
But is the sales of sushi delivery market growing?
Well, actually, the market size of the entire sushi market has decreased about 20% compared to when it peaked in 1992 with over $15 billion in sales. And under these circumstances, the sushi delivery service market is now about $450 million. And although it's not showing any significant growth, it's a stable market.
Well, with Japan's aging society, I'm sure that the demand for delivery service will grow. Well, that's it for Channel Japan Ranking. And after the break, we'll be showing you a popular documentary program. Stay tuned.
Man, look at all these cars.
Hey, have you heard, by the way? The Japanese company Kobelco is working to make the world's cars lighter.
So what does that mean?
Kobelco is using aluminum and steel technologies to make car parts and bodies lighter around the world.
Ah, Japanese technology. The country of karate. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Why do we always do that?
I don't know. The talk of the world. Kobelco.
Panasonic Ultra High Resolution 4K, extending the frontiers of TV.
Vamos lá.
Allowing passions to flow, values to converge, enhancing imagination. Places abloom with captivating images, bring a new kind of connection to people's lives. Panasonic 4K solutions. Break the boundaries.
Panasonic.
Az én álmaim autója, amit lerajzoltam, egy nagyon környezetvédő autó. Milyen jó lenne, ha sikerülne a megálmodott házamba költöznöm, ahol tudok kísérletezni és állatokat megfigyelni.
Mitsui & Company.
You're watching Channel Japan. In our next segment, we'll introduce you to some of our popular documentary programs. Today, from Japanese Dream by TBS, we're focusing on a researcher who's applying traditional wood construction method in modern architecture.
Yes, now shrines and temples, which are popular visiting sites among tourists from overseas, are mostly wooden structures. And among them, Horyuji is recognized as the oldest wooden structure in the world and is believed to have been built in the 7th century. And it's also a designated World Heritage Site.
Yes. So today I will introduce a researcher who's striving to apply the know-how of traditional building method in modern architecture.
Construction begins on a house with difference. A house made of wood that defies conventional wisdom, using the same building techniques used to construct the Ise Shrine, home to the gods. Kunihiro Ando, Professor Emeritus at Tsukuba University, has brought traditional 1,300-year-old construction methods back to life in the 21st century. At the core of his methods are prefab construction techniques and the teachings of an uncompromising master carpenter. Building houses is Ando's dream.
単なる家づくりじゃないんですよ。地域づくりの始まりだってこと。日本全体を救えると思いますよ。
Ando is looking at a plan he has for Japan's future.
I have a dream.
Examples of ancient building techniques used to construct the Ise Grand Shrine can still be found in the mountainous regions of eastern Japan.
当たらないね。あ、これじゃない？ほら。ほら。これだ。これだ。これです。これです、これ。ありました。よかったです。
It is an itakura, a structure comprised of thick wooden boards set between posts. It was used to store foodstuffs and personal property.
I ろいろ環境の変化とか環境の悪化の中で人間を守っていくかってことはこれからの建築の課題でしょう。
Orders for Itakura-style houses are on the rise as more people want to live in a 100% wood home. For these young carpenters, this is their first Itakura-style construction project. They find building a house in traditional method that uses interlocking pieces and as few nails as possible very exciting.
来たー！いや、面白いっす。え、マジ？面白い。
Although each house requires more than double the wood of an ordinary wooden house, the cost per square meter is in the US $6,000 range, which is not unduly high. Living in a house made nearly entirely of natural wood is like having a home in the forest. Ironically, as an aspiring young architect, Ando's dream was to build large ferroconcrete buildings. Ando dreamed of building the largest building the world had ever seen. During his days as an assistant at the University of Tokyo, he looked up to Yoshichika Uchida, a leading figure in Japanese architectural circles during the country's economic boom, as his mentor. In the years following World War II, the depletion of timber resources resulted in a dire shortage of houses. Uchida came up with a way to mass-produce prefabricated houses quickly and inexpensively in a factory. Uchida, who led Japan through the age of ferroconcrete construction, expressed his secret wish to Ando and other protégés.
僕は木材が再び日本の森林資源として復旧するのには100年ぐらいはかかるというふうに思ってたんです。住宅のようなものの技術がねなくなっていくと心配だということの方が思いが多くて。
He was gravely concerned by the decline in the construction of good old wooden buildings.
こんにちは。どうもどうも。
This prompted Ando to begin researching old-style houses to create a record of traditional Japanese construction. He traveled throughout the country, spending all of his time studying old-style houses. Then one day, he met the man who would change his destiny. The year was 1986. A building built by a certain individual changed the rest of his life. It was a gymnasium in a tiny town. In a way, it resembles the Shosoin treasure house in Nara. In fact, this building was built using traditional Itakura construction techniques. Master carpenter Fumio Tanaka, who has repaired a large number of historical structures, built the gymnasium. He is a unique breed of carpenter and a man passionate about nurturing the next generation of carpenters.
やめろって言われる。でも僕はあの時把握を縛いてやったのが良かったと思う。職人の社会っていうのは必ず100点取らないといかんわけだからな。だから人にな腕組みして話するバカあるか。今何を勉強に来てんだここへ。いじり方ね覚えならもっと勉強になるバカ者。
Tanaka's passion was reviving wood building construction. Building the Itakura-style gymnasium was an expression of his passion. Tanaka said to Ando, who was studying old-style houses, "The age of wooden buildings is coming."
杉を生かすには杉の厚い板を壁に使えって言ってたね。これ昔の米蔵の作り方だから、これほどいい建築はないんだってことをはっきり言ってたからね。
Eventually, Ando became a believer. The Itakura style will be the wood construction method of the future.
まあ彼の教えを受けて、彼ができないようなものもできれば弟子としてはまあ最高だよね。だから住宅向けの板倉工法を開発する。これが私のその後のテーマになりました。
The wood wall panels of the Itakura-style gymnasium are a full 6 centimeters thick, exactly the same thickness as the walls of the Shosoin. The thickness is necessary to protect the Shosoin's treasures. Constructing an Itakura-style house can become costly, since only a limited number of thick boards can be sawed from a single cedar log. Based on his study of many different old-style houses, Ando calculated the most viable board thickness.
一本の丸太からなるべくたくさんの板を取る寸法としては製材のぶどまりっていうんですけど、一寸ぐらいは非常に効率がいいと。柱とのバランス、乾燥のしやすさ、それから大工さんが持ってあまり重くないいろんな点を考慮して昔の寸法の一寸っていうのは非常に具合がいいと。
At the time he began his project, however, no lumberyard made 3 centimeter thick cedar boards. No one would believe him when he said he was going to build a house with the boards. If an Itakura-style house could be built, it would pave the way for the future of wooden buildings. Convinced he was on the right path, Ando went around the country searching for a lumber supplier.
やっぱ現場のやっぱり賛同っていうか協力がなければ実現しませんから、やっぱり無理ということだったんですね。やっぱり無理なのかなと。
He was all but ready to give up when he met Chiri, a lumber supplier in Tokushima Prefecture. I can make lovely houses from cedar trees in the mountains that no one else is using. Won't you make the boards for me?
これは嬉しいと、製材にとってはね、大量使用してくれるということを非常に我々の生産に寄与してくれるなということでですね。
Chiri also put his hopes of a renaissance of demand for Japan-grown building materials on Ando's dream. A board thickness of 3 centimeters, however, is only half the thickness of the Shosoin walls, but Ando had a trick to work around the issue. His Itakura-style houses would place a layer of vertical boards atop a layer of horizontal boards. This twin-layer design gives the walls the thickness of the Shosoin wall panels. The structure is able to withstand earthquakes of greater than magnitude 6.5 and improves fire retardancy as well. In addition, if the walls are layered with an airspace in between, there is no need for additional insulation materials. Using these techniques, a traditional and yet new wooden Itakura-style house of the future is completed. The design earned its earthquake-resistant certification in 2005 and fire-resistant certification 2 years later. Itakura-style houses like these are bringing back vigor to rural areas of Japan. The sound of mallets echo the rebuilding efforts of Minami Sanriku after the Tohoku earthquake.
この音を聞くと心が躍るし、家ができていくっていう、まあ希望の音なんだね。
Ando incorporated the wisdom he gained from his study of old-style houses into this project. It is a concept called yui, meaning solidarity, where everyone in the community helps out. This particular project is a diner built in the Itakura style. Building a diner has been something Minami Sanriku native Matsuno has dreamed of for a long time.
静川からいろんなところに避難していった人たちがね、多分こう自分の土地を見に来るにしても休める場所がないんですよね。そんな時にここが自分家の実家だと思って寄ってもらえるこう場所になればいいかなと思って。
There are only 3 carpenters. The others are volunteers in the spirit of Yui. Able volunteers help by carrying building materials.
終わんでよそり始まって。あ、わかりました。
The women prepare lunch. A house built by the community joins people together and brings vigor to the area. The community came to join the celebration. It was a return to the good times, and the smiles were contagious. This is the completed Itakura-style diner that Ando built. The warmth of the wood will surely bring comfort to the crowds of earthquake victims who will gather here.
本当に全然接点のない方々とこの板倉の家を作るということで皆さんと関わることができてお友達になれたっていうのは本当にありがたいことです。
Ando's mentor, who had been concerned about the future of wooden buildings, has these words.
今まで通りにこれからもますます活躍してほしいんだけれども、私が一番望むのはやっぱり周囲を気にしないでね、それから思った通りのことをみんなと一緒に気持ちよく社会に還元できる仕事を進めてほしいと思います。
いや、言葉がないです。いや、本当に私がこの仕事をやれるのは皆さんのおかげだなと改めて。やっぱりね、日本を救うのは森林資源だということを改めて確信してます。ですから森林資源を信じて日本の未来を切り開くということの一つの扉を今開けたと思うので、その先に大きな豊かな世界、平和な世界があるということを訴えていきたいと思います。
Well, you can definitely feel the warmth of wood in the house built by Itakura method.
Yes, I agree. And wood helps control humidity inside the house, and it also makes it comfortable during humid summers. So it's considered a good way to save electricity.
Is that so?
And after the Tohoku earthquake, temporary housings in Fukushima were built out of wood. And Professor Ando insisted on building temporary houses that could easily be converted into permanent homes, which would last at least a century.
So in that sense, wooden buildings have so much potential. Well, after the break, we'll be showing you an episode from our popular economics program, Gachiri Monday. Don't go away.
Enjoy traveling around East Japan. Shinkansen will take you to the land of nature and hospitality. East Japan Railway Company.
Mitsubishi Electric is helping to change the environment for the better around the world.
Green subway systems in India.
Green solar power systems in Singapore.
Sistem AC ramah lingkungan di Indonesia.
Eco changes for a greener tomorrow. Mitsubishi Electric.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could do this? We make things like this possible through the power of chemistry. We're the Kaiteki Company, Mitsubishi Chemical Holdings.
Sasuke, a new type of sports entertainment program conquering the world.
It's about human achievement and people's passions, and I think that relates to almost everybody.
From Japan to the world, Ninja Warrior, Tokyo Broadcasting System.
You're watching Channel Japan. Next, we'll be showing you an episode from popular Japanese economics program, Gachiri Monday by TBS. Well, today we'll be continuing our introduction of roadside stations known as Michi no Eki from last week.
Yes, now 60 new roadside stations opened in April this year. So that makes a total of 1,030 stations across Japan. And each roadside station sells a unique local specialty such as seafoods and vegetables. And it's also packed with unique business ideas.
I see. So take a look at what strategies roadside stations are using to attract even more customers.
First, we headed for Hagi City, Yamaguchi. It used to be a castle town for centuries. Traces of its former prosperity still remain. Driving down Route 191, we found this roadside station.
Oh.
This roadside station is called Hagi Sea Mart. Inside this station, there are various goods, from Hagi's local specialties to vegetables, meat, and pickled vegetables. But the products which sell remarkably well are seafood. It is the best-selling product at this roadside station.
萩に来たらここでお魚買うって感じ。
The reason why this roadside station is so popular is the freshness of their fish. Their fish is extremely fresh because there's a fish market right next to the station. The seafood is bought at an auction at 3 o'clock in the morning and is taken directly to the station. It only takes 40 seconds. This is why customers can buy the fish so fresh. But sales is not the only thing they do here. They also have a show on the second Sunday of each month. And they serve angler hot pot for free, which attracts lines of people. One of the most popular spots here is a restaurant near the Sea Mart, where customers can bring the fish they just bought and have it cooked to their liking. For $5, they can have it prepared in a maximum of 3 ways. In fact, there's a key person behind the success of this seafood market. His name is Mr. Nakazawa, and he used to work in Tokyo, but moved to Hagi 14 years ago. He took the job of general manager of this roadside station. He has a nickname. They call him Mr. Fish. He created rapid growth of the Sea-Mart roadside station. He devised various strategies to enhance sales of fish caught here. In the past, this fish market faced big problems.
少量多品種産地って言ってたくさんの種類の魚が割と量がまとまらないんだけれども種類がたくさんっていう港の代表なんですね。年間でこの市場のいわゆる取引統計に出てくる魚種だけで250あるんですよ。
Even though they sold 250 different kinds of fish, the volume of sales was low, and they could not meet the demands of the customers.
こういった豆アジって言われる小型のアジですよね。このサイズだとやっぱりこれも雑魚の部類ですね。豆アジ。
Because these small fish were so unprofitable, he decided to create a new brand. This is a purple puffer fish. It is found in the neighboring waters in Hagi. But here in Yamaguchi, tiger puffer from Shimonoseki is a lot more popular. Purple puffer had been mostly used for processed foods. However, when they tried it as sashimi, it tasted just as good as tiger puffer. So, when the purple puffer came into season in March, they held a special festival. Here, they generously served sashimi and hot pot for free to advertise the purple puffer. As a result, purple puffer slowly gained popularity. The price, which used to be only a tenth of tiger puffer, more than doubled in just 7 years. He also took notice of this trash fish. This vivid red fish is called kintaro. It is a small white meat fish. Local people eat it deep fried or as sashimi. But because it has so many tiny bones and is hard to prepare, it lacked marketability. So they created a new way of commercializing it. They tried oil packing kintaro. And it was like oil-packed rouge, an expensive fish used for French cuisine. A luxurious French restaurant in Tokyo started using it on their main menu. And it has attracted a considerable attention since. Furthermore, they promoted this product at events throughout Japan.
金太郎のオイル漬けです。金太郎のオイル漬けです。金太郎です。はい、どうぞ。金太郎というお魚。
Nowadays, kintaro from Hagi has become very popular. It also had a ripple effect on other fish.
これは平太郎ね。この10年で安かったんで。それで今年ね、なんか知らんけど値がいい。捨ててた魚が今お金になるってどうですか？これは一番ありがたいね。
Many customers heard rumors about these new fish brands and rushed to shop at this roadside station. It looks like the sales of fish in Hagi will keep growing. In Tamakawa, Fukushima Prefecture, when you drive along Prefectural Highway 208, you will find the Tamakawa Roadside Station.
お待ちしておりました。
The general manager of the roadside station led us inside.
絞り栽培のトマト。はい。これが一番うちの人気商品でございます。
The best-selling product here is what is called shibori tomato, or dried farm tomatoes grown in Tamakawa. It looks just like other varieties of tomato, but it's different. We ask customers about this difference.
甘いよ。へえ。食べられたことあります？何回も買ってる。
It's about the sugar content. The sweetness of an average tomato is 4.8. And this tomato is 10.6. The sweetness is equal to that of a peach. We went to ask a tomato farmer the secret behind the sweetness.
うちは点滴っていうのを使ってるんですよね。チューブがもう自動でこういうチッタってこういうの落ちるあれなんですよ。
The method is called dry farming. A hose is laid above the dirt, and water is dripped over the plants for only 5 minutes per hour, stressing the plants by giving them only minimal water to survive. The tomatoes desperately save up their nutrients. And this is the secret behind the sweetness. Also, products made from this sweet tomato became a big hit.
はい。トマトの液を集めてますので、これが本当のトマトジュース。本当のトマトジュース。
This is 100% dry farmed tomato juice. It has a somewhat clear amber color. Tomatoes that are used for regular tomato juice contain a lot of water. So they are cooked a long time to concentrate the nutrients so you get the familiar red tomato juice. However, the nutrients of dry farm tomatoes are already concentrated inside. So you get nutritious tomato juice just by squeezing it. The fruits settle at the bottom quickly, so the juice is clear. It costs about $19 per liter, and over 20,000 bottles have been sold in 7 years. The next roadside station is in Osaki, an hour drive north of Sendai. Along Route 47, which connects Miyagi and Yamagata prefectures, is the Aladate-na roadside station. It draws as many as 3.5 million customers per year. Yearly sales are about $11 million. This direct sales store was crowded with customers ready to buy fresh vegetables.
いっぱい買われてます。 安いんだここ。 安い。
でこういう人参なんかはもう自然そのもので、だからこのように若くて綺麗に。
This vegetable section alone sells $10,000 in produce a day. The most popular product at this station is Nameko mushrooms. This is a regular size one, but the ones they sell here are 4 times larger. We asked the farmer how much he makes a year.
1500万ぐらいこの2つの頼んだ。
In this small space, he sells as much as $250,000 a year. This roadside station has employed a new system for selling vegetables. Most roadside stations require farmers to assume full responsibility of their products, so they must take home unsold products. Under this system, farmers suffered a loss if their goods did not sell well. So, this roadside station employs a different system. This farmer is putting Crown Daisy Seagrew into the station's basket. The farmer receives a box from the section chief of farm products and leaves. Inside is a Japanese herb. After loading the box into his truck, he leaves. Driving about 50 kilometers from the roadside station, he arrives at a major supermarket in Sendai.
いつもありがとうございます。
And he hands the vegetables to an employee there.
本日岩出山の産地直送のお野菜到着しております。荒立な道の駅っていう直売所があるんですけど。
This employee starts to sell the products from the roadside station.
道の駅さんが観光シーズン以外だと野菜が多く残ってしまうっていうここの方でそのお野菜を販売してはいかがですかということでお話をさせていただいたらです。
The farmers take the products that are unlikely to sell. Then they transport them to Sendai. Then the products are sold to supermarkets or restaurants. The section chief decides which vegetables will be resold elsewhere.
ここから1割引きぐらいの形でですね、お渡しするような感じです。大体ですね。
We ask the customer how they feel about the vegetables.
もともと道の駅のことはご存知だったんですか？知ってます。あそこの鮮度の良さとか美味しさを知ってるので、言われれば買いますね。あ、そうですか。
Here's the opinion of a farmer.
今までは自家消費とか近所の人にあげたっていうのをそっちに回せるんであれば現金化できますから、それはいいと思います。
Using unique ideas, they have found success.
As more and more people come to use roadside stations, it seems that popularity of local specialty will continue to spread as well.
And also an internet service company actually saw this opportunity and launched an online service which provides information on roadside stations across the country. And users can search for all kinds of information regarding roadside stations. Plus, they can even actually purchase goods online.
So that means that roadside stations can expect to increase sales by reaching out to online customers.
Yes, that's the hope. And they also have a plan to start an online morning market that will deliver fresh vegetables all over Japan within the same day.
Well, that's very convenient, but I would like to visit the actual roadside stations. Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Channel Japan. We'll have much more for you next time, so don't forget to tune in next week.
So, what would be the key to success in expanding your business globally?
Cash management?
Knowing the whereabouts of your money at all times. And managing your money speedily and accurately. Which means accelerating your business for better results.
SMBC Sumitomo Mitsui Banking Corporation.
Myanmar. Red. United. 세계의 조선. Passion, spirit.次のプレミアムフィールドへ。
Welcome to Tokyo Skytree. This is the grand panoramic view from 450 meters. Here you'll experience the unforgettable. Look, enjoy, be amazed, and be awestruck. That's what Tokyo Skytree is all about. Japan's latest landmark, Tokyo Skytree.
Asia, the engine of the global economy. Japan, a regional powerhouse. And now, direct from Japan, economic news with a global impact.
in Chinese. Delivered by Nikkei. Read the future, lead the economy. Nikkei, Japan's leading media for business.